butt sausage.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Solar Disco Force Super Show, the podcast.
Yay!
Indeed. All right, so this episode we got a couple things going on. At the very end, we're going to be releasing a brand new song. And we're going to be just talking about stuff. I like how you've got the piano working now.
Yeah, it's the video game keyboard.
Oh.
That's what that is.
So Contra owns entirely too many synthesizers.
That is on the beauty of the beholder. So that's not how shit works.
You mean it's subjective?
Yeah, it's very subjective.
Well, subjectively, Contra has a lot of synthesizers.
I have a lot, but not too many. I could use a few more.
Or a few less.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Some of them just don't spark joy anymore.
That's right. We were talking about Marie Kondo earlier whenever we were having lunch.
Is that like a timeshare thing?
My head's gone.
Yes, it is.
So the whole thing with Marie Kondo is, you hold something that's in your house in your hand and you go, does this spark joy? So like this water bottle that you can't see. Unless I jiggle it a lot. There you go. Does this spark joy? And then you go, no. And then you toss it in the trash.
Sounds like you need to get rid of your water bottle.
Oh, no, but I need it. See, that's the thing that I don't agree with on the Marie Kondo thing.
Well, it has to spark joy if you need it. Like, I feel like life and not dying of dehydration sparks joy.
But does it, though? Because, like, earning money doesn't spark me any joy, but I have to do it.
Yes. Come join
Because,
the communist side.
I'm not a communist. The whole work thing or whatever. The day jobs.
Well, somebody needs to do what you do.
Yes, it has to be done.
Anyway, about the band.
Yeah, so it's been 2 weeks since we did the last podcast.
Has it been 2 weeks already?
It has been, yeah.
Oh, snap.
So how's the quarantine going?
I hate it. I'm literally dying of loneliness.
Literally? Literally dying of loneliness?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
Come hug me.
I'm still doing okay.
Okay.
I've got this strawberry lemonade wax warmer going. It smells pretty nice. Just
it's too hot in here to melt wax.
Well, if it's too hot, wouldn't it melt the wax? Wouldn't you be doing exactly what it's advertised to do?
No.
So it's not.
My helmet smells like feet.
That would insinuate that your head smells like feet.
You want to come sniff my head?
I don't.
Okay.
That's not proper social distancing.
Well, I mean, if you took a PVC pipe that was 6 feet long and you put one end against my head and the other one against your nose, you could smell my head and be 6 feet away.
I don't think that's how smell works.
Doesn't it, though?
Doesn't
it, Professor Eclipse?
Ask Zome.
No.
There's like particle dispersals and
Zome's a lizard.
So much energy efficiency can only go towards getting that smell to your nostril from like a 6-foot pole and so on and so forth.
We use a fan. Anyway, band news.
We're releasing a song today that we've been working on. Well, we're not totally releasing it today. It's going to be on Spotify and such next week, theoretically.
It's this week by the time this comes out.
Okay. So it'll be releasing Friday, and if you're watching on Monday, then you only have to wait a week. But if you watch on Thursday, you only have to wait a day.
We hope.
So, and then if you watch like next week, then you're too late. It's already out.
Still need that album artwork.
Art takes time. Unless you just want another version of this.
Nope. Wait, that one's already used for stuff.
I want another version of this.
How about another version? Oh. I wore that shirt earlier today, though.
So this song that we're releasing is a cover song
Yes.
that is of a local Bowling Green band by the name of 00 the Rabbit.
Yep.
And basically, how this whole thing came about was due to COVID, or as the Game Grumps say, the Backstreet Boys tour. Um, they're hurting for cash, seems like, and so they wanted to do this thing, or somebody came up with the idea where Bowling Green local bands cover other Bowling Green local bands, and it all ends up on this big compilation album. So we took part in that. There is somebody who might be covering us, although they've had some personal issues come up lately that has been, holding them up. But Captain Dean
Captain Dean.
is
God, I love Captain Dean.
supposed to be covering Sexy Robo Fantasy.
Yes.
So if things work out, we will have a cover done of us by him. If not, no worries. But we already took care of our end of that whole shebang, and you will hear it at the end of this show.
Yep. It was my first adult mixing and mastering project.
Yay!
So if you hate it, it's my fault. So there you go.
Well, that does bring into some of the discussion for the next album. So, due to the whole COVID thing, which is kind of loosely the topic of discussion today, we are doing the whole album basically in house this time around.
That's right.
So no real like official studio. Groove Your Head's gone again. Was it that mind blowing?
Yes.
No official studio like we did for Intergalactic Dance Party. And then Comrade Contra's been learning the mystery of mixing and mastering.
That's right.
There we go. Hopefully that's better.
So the cover that we're releasing is the first foray into that. I think it sounds pretty damn good.
You haven't even heard the final version yet.
You did another final version?
I did like 5 more, and then I decided I was done.
Oh, we had like 17 final versions.
That's not true. We had like 8. 8.
Close.
It's not close.
I mean, compared to like a billion, yeah, 8 to 16 is pretty close.
Well, why don't we just do that for everything? I mean,
we do that for everything.
H is pretty close if you consider how far away Pluto is. I mean, hell, it's real close.
It's relative.
Let's go. I want to go to Asia.
I mean, we can get to Pluto pretty fast in the ship. Don't know why though. There's nothing there.
It's a planet.
There's that icy heart. It's not a planet.
You know what? I'm not going to bring politics into the show. I'm going to get in trouble. So
Apparently
the band news. So we made a cover song of a local Bowling Green band. I think it turned out pretty good. It's real dancey.
Yeah.
Real synthy. Compared to what it was.
Indeed.
You should go check them out too. 000 the Rabbit.
Yeah. They don't really have a lot online. They're pretty old school like that. I think some of their music might be on YouTube, but like the song that we covered is not available on Spotify or anything that I've found except one CD that I bought from them like 15 years ago.
Apparently it's Jared's favorite 000 song.
Whose?
Oh, cool.
Jared, the guy who mixed and mastered our last album.
Oh, Jared. I didn't catch it from the mic.
No.
Yeah, I mean it's one of my favorites. That's why partially it was the picked song.
I'd never heard of him before.
We did that show with them, didn't we?
Yeah, but I'm old. I don't remember that.
Okay.
24 is a really old age. And
how long have you been 24 again?
I think this is the first time.
The first time since the first time, or the first time since like the relative like 9th time?
Well, if 8 is close to 15, then I've been 24. This is my first time. It's all relative, right?
Yeah, it is relative. until your health insurance starts going back up because you're getting too old. That's when it's not so relative anymore.
I'm on an HMO. Anyway.
So, the COVID-19 thing. You know, every bar, every venue that we've played at in the history of the band is currently closed.
Yep.
So we haven't been able to play a live show officially since February. I think that's when everything started. Or maybe March. March is when things started to like officially close. But we usually also take the winter off from doing live shows, so it's been.
We played a show in like January though, didn't we? At like somewhere.
Feel like we did. We played.
Oh, we were at Q Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played a Q Time with Surviving Wonderland.
Yeah, not SEMO. What's his name?
CeeLo Green Band.
Yeah.
We play with CeeLo Green.
Yeah. With it, his name's Goodnight.
Goodnight's band.
Lord.
Yeah, because he was supposed to buy Groove Machine's old drum set, and then he won one.
Apparently, and stole my cable and broke Groove's drumsticks. Like, how you gonna be? How you gonna act?
Way to call people out there, Contra.
You started it anyway. So yeah, on happier news that doesn't revolve around the pandemic. What we got going this week?
I mean, that was basically what we were talking about this week. How it's affected the band, and you know, what's going on with us and all that stuff.
But that's so dour.
Well, I mean, it's dour in the sense that, you know, everything sucks and it's on fire and we're all gonna die, I guess. But
Yay!
you know, there's upsides.
Would you like to bring up one of those upsides, Professor Eclipse?
We've been able to work on the new album.
That's true. We're going to start recording the first official song very soon.
Mm-hmm.
I was messing with horn section stuff today. I got the trumpets done. Now I have to do the trombone. So that's a thing. Now
it's
that
a
I'm
very sexy, funky song.
Very 70s, like OG funk.
Well, those who watched our live stream performance have already heard a rough cut.
Oh yeah,
of Interdimensional Love, the last in the Inter trilogy.
Hopefully.
No, it's done after that. I can't think of any more Inters that would make for a good song. Inter Sandman? Nah, that's already taken.
Interquadular.
I don't think that's a word. Are you Googling inter words?
No.
It seems like that's exactly what you're doing. But no, we've done our version of the Cornetto trilogy. We had Interstellar Pizza, Galactic Dance Party, and Interdimensional Love, and that'll complete the set, and then we're done with that. Because it's also getting hard to like recall which song is which. Like people start saying intergalactic, and I'm like, do you mean interdimensional? Because that's the new song we're working on.
No one calls it interstellar. Everybody just calls it pizza.
That's what we call it. Yes,
that is what we call it.
That makes it easier.
There was that one time we were at the A-frame, and at that time, Zome was in charge of writing the set lists.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote dance, and then he wrote dance party. And so I picked up the set list, and I can't see out of this helmet very well. And I just looked at it, and I was like, okay, this is a new one. It's called Intergalactic Dance Party. And Groove was like, no, use a dance. Turned around, I looked at him, and goes, no. Intergalactic Dance Party. No, use a dance. I hold it up to my face real close, like this. Look around. I was like, damn it. So after the show, I like pulled him aside. Everybody thought that was canon. Like we did that on purpose.
That happens a lot with us.
I guess.
It's like, technical difficulties. It's part of the show.
It's not a Solar Disco Force show without technical difficulties.
Well, we've managed to make those technical difficulties work in our favor. We're able to play it off like it was supposed to happen the whole time.
We're good vaudevillians.
I guess. Is it vaudevillian or is it vaudevillain? Like a bad guy?
No, it's not like a Bond villain. Like when James Bond has to go, like, no,
Like a
it's
like a
vaudevillian.
vagabond? Like
Oh my god.
like a
Oh my
traveling.
Anyway, more on track with what's going on. Vaudevillian. Don't make me Google it. Okay, so yep, working on the new album. We got songs with that sound all the same as far as their names are concerned. Let's see what else we got going on. We are working on our stage performance, I would argue. Big plans in the works. We just went just about totally wireless. And that's
Yay.
Oh
pretty
yeah, we
sexy.
got those wireless mics today. Or this
Absolutely.
week. And then
And now you can like walk all over the stage and do all the fun things.
Yeah.
You can even customize your microphone.
Contra already has, apparently.
Yes. I was there.
Woo, it's gonna be gold. How
Um,
Contra can you be and make your microphone all gold and shit? That's exactly a Contra thing to do.
I'm not spending $40 on that right now.
You can get you some 3M tape like I use for
Just
the
tape
drums.
it up.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure that won't
do
look.
not put tape all over my microphone. I will come and kick.
it's not tape. It's like 3M like vinyl adhe or like wrap.
Well, how does it hold on?
You know, adhesive is just another word for tape, right?
It's not tape though.
Well, how does it work?
The sticker.
That's what tape is.
It's not.
Tape isn't a stick. It's like a big long rectangular sticker.
Well, it's kind of like how a square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square, or whatever that whole thing.
I love how this is the Solar Disco Force Super Show, and we're talking about tape and stickers. God,
Speaking of stickers,
you can buy our stickers on our website,
yeah, on the website.
SolarDiscoForce.com/shop.
Hey, we made our first sale on the Solar Disco Force website this week.
We did.
Yeah. Got to ship that out. It was fun.
Yeah.
Got to be big time.
I mean, I guess we have an official website now, so we have Google presence.
I hope so. Hey, has anybody tried to Google us yet?
Not lately.
I want to Google. Like, I've dropped everything I'm doing to Google Solar Disco Force. Solar Disco Force. Facebook. Bandcamp. YouTube. Twitter. Spotify. Instagram. Reddit. Why Reddit? Reddit. Our website does not come up.
It's also
might take it a while. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
You'll have to gain some traffic before it'll show up on the old Google search.
That's why you need to go to the website and check out all the fun things on it. Yay!
It's basically been a 20-minute long Solar Disco Force advertisement.
Hey, I brought up a band story.
You did. The wrong set list.
It was the right set list. It was just written and it was written in like ballpoint pen.
Oh yeah,
I just could barely read it. And I was doing my best, and I had to we didn't have wireless mics, so I had to run back to the back of the stage. I don't know if you've seen the boots I wear. I had to run back to the back of the stage, read the list, and come back, and it was a whole ordeal.
Well, that's not the first time that happened either. There was one or two performances earlier on whenever we all started playing different songs.
When did that happen?
Pretty early. I think at least once at Tidballs and maybe once at the A-Frame.
That may be right. But I think that was more of a technical difficulty on Ableton than it was necessarily like a misprint of the set list.
There's also the times you didn't even get one.
There were a couple times where I didn't get one. It's like, well, I guess I'm not working from a set list.
That's right.
So, production secret from Solar Disco Force.
Oh, God.
Now we have these in-ear headsets. We didn't used to have them back then. We used to use like the stage monitors.
Yep, the ones on the floor, the wedges.
Yeah. But now we have the in-ears, and at the beginning of every song has Contra screaming the name of the song. Pokemon theme song.
Pokemon theme song. Yep, all of them do that.
Basically, it's like a ASMR thing. It's like Pokemon theme song.
Why don't you do it
Ding,
then?
ding,
I'll just
ding.
make you do it.
It's already done. There's no point in doing it over.
It took like 4 hours to do all of the songs. I'm not doing it again. Let's see. And it was funny because the first show after we did that, we were like, nah, we don't need a set list. All the songs say what we're gonna play. We don't need a set list until we got on stage and we were like trying to banter with the audience. And we're like, this next song.
It's a song.
Uh-oh. What's the next song? I don't know. We don't have any set list. Well, it's gonna be great, whatever it is, for the whole show.
Well, the next song goes out to all the ladies out there.
I guess. Get your own material.
Pretty much.
So okay. Let's see. We could tell the band story if you want.
Yeah. The band story that I had recently thought about was the time that we went and auditioned for America's Got Talent.
I was not there for that. So.
You were not. You didn't want to go.
Not?
No,
It was just me and you. And,
No, Zom was there.
oh yeah, he wasn't in costume.
Yeah, he decided not to be in costume, and he immediately regretted it once he saw that everybody thought we were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how this plays down. Professor Eclipse is like, hey, we should try out for America's Got Talent. And I'm like, well, I guess we don't have anything to lose. We had just started.
We're talking super early.
Contra chest piece before the vest. We're talking, like glasses and lab coat, Solar Disco Force, like it
I still had
back in the day.
I still had the zebra vest back
right.
then. Yeah.
The zebra vest, I remember that.
And the headband.
Yep, and the headband.
That's right. There's a lot of fan art like that. Anyway, and we decided, we're really early. Like, what do we have? Like 4 songs, maybe a little bit more. And they weren't original. There was only one original.
All we had was Pelvic Thrust.
We had Pelvic Thrust and like Feel Good Inc. Because we had to submit a couple songs. So what we opted to do was send like videos of us playing these things, like in costume and whatever. So that's what we did. We sent videos and we hyped them up and put little intros in them and stuff. But so we send it in and we decide to go anyway and audition. Now, the thing about auditioning for America's Got Talent is you can't bring you can't bring a drum set and a bass amp and a bass. You can't like perform for them because it takes too long. So that you can use a keyboard if you want to, and that's it.
Yep.
Or like an acoustic
that's why we
guitar.
sent in the videos, and so we went. Apparently, Groove didn't go. I didn't really remember that, but so
it was snowy, and I didn't want to drive down in it.
And we had a show like that night.
Yeah.
Where?
That's the only reason why we were there on time.
I think at the A-frame.
Yeah. Okay, I could see that. So we go and we are like, we get dressed in the bathroom and we are the talk of the town. There is a 6'4" purple golden boot dude and a guy with glasses that light up and say words and things like hearts and stuff. And we were just lighting it up and everybody wanted to come talk to us and everybody wanted to meet us. And we had a great time. A lot of people I don't know if we gave away any autographs necessarily, but a lot of people wanted to come say hi and all that noise. And then we had to wait. We waited for hours until it was our turn to go down. And then finally we go stand in line and we have to go downstairs. Now, it's no secret that the boots, I can handle the boots pretty well until I have to go downstairs. And that's, hey, before we all get into a jump on Contra about boots, issue, I can go downstairs fine if I have the helmet off. If I can't see and I can't feel where I'm going, I'm screwed. And so I had to go down like 2 flights of stairs in what was it, Bridgestone Arena. And I fell a couple of times. Luckily I didn't fall all the way down the stairs, but it was an event. Like I was grabbing onto the rail like an old person and everything. And I finally, oh God, and I fell down. It was a wreck. And then finally we get down there, we had to sit down some more. And that's fine. We sit down and then we go in this room and there's like 10 other people. I think Zome is like hanging out in the back, and there's us too. And we realize that they have a camera pointed at us, and they want us to audition, and we don't have any instruments, and
Yep.
we can't think of anything to do. So we just start dancing to the music on the video because we couldn't think of anything else to do.
As it turns out, you're supposed to send a video or show up in person. And
they said you could do both.
You could
if you wanted to. They said you could do both.
But I don't know why you would do both.
Well, if you're, in 6 foot, if you're like in 9-inch boots and you want to go like gather attention in Nashville, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
We also met J Rose at that particular event.
We made a fair amount of networking contacts.
See, that's why we went.
One. Yeah.
It was just really stupid when we got down there and they wanted us to do stuff. Like, okay.
Yeah, they pulled up the video and they were like, all right, get in front of the camera and like do something. And we just kind of looked at each other like, what do we do?
What do we do? Dance, I guess. And so we just danced to nothing.
Yep.
There's just a video somewhere. Oh, God, of us dancing to nothing. Great.
I figured at the very least that would have got us on that show for just being so horrible.
Yeah, we didn't get on that show twice, although we came close the second time.
We almost got on the show the second time. The second time we only sent a video, and then the production people got back to us and was like, we're interested. And then heard from them like 2 more times after that, and then the final thing before, I guess, the show, they were like, oh, the network said no. Like, okay.
Dang. They're missing out.
I guess we didn't have a
Disco Force.
We didn't have a sad enough story to go along with with our music.
We have a sad story. The lizards are taking over people's brainwaves.
Yeah, but they're in charge of networks and stuff. So
I think they might have had concerns that we would point out that Simon Cowell is a lizard person.
I would love to do that. Oh my God. Could you imagine? I would be YouTube famous. That one clip of like that one weird person be like, well, I think you're a lizard person. And there's just like a big zoom, and there's a zoom on Simon, and it's like a whole thing. I would love that.
And then we'd feel really horrible whenever they golden buzzer. Like, maybe you're not a lizard person, Simon Cowell.
He probably still likes us out. I believe it. Just the other two like us. Okay. We'd move on.
Maybe we'll try again someday. I mean, we've tightened things up, and we've gotten significantly better since those days. So
that's right.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's a lot of contract stipulations and such that.
Oh crap! That's right. Whatever you like perform, they like own it forever and don't pay you anything, and like it's a whole mess.
Something like that. There's a lot of stipulations in that contract.
Yeah, that's valid. Okay, that was our band story.
We did. We told one.
Yeah, we did.
And then I guess Groove Machine just kind of stayed at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told everybody he was recharging.
I took all the equipment to the venue.
Oh yeah.
That sounds right.
It had also been like snowing, so the roads were pretty bad, and
no one came to that show because it was snowing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Like, well, don't feel too bad about being exactly on time.
That must have been one of those shows we did with like those bands we didn't know.
I think that was a show that we did with Desmond Jones.
Oh man, I miss Desmond Jones. That was such a good band.
They were the ones who gave us, I guess, some advice whenever we were pretty early starting out. I don't know. You asked them something and got some advice that.
Basically, it was basically we were new, and there's no way to tell what you're doing is right or not because there's a whole bunch of people doing it, and you never know if you're doing it the right way because it takes so long to get successful. And so I was just reaching out to people like, God, am I doing it right? Is there something I should be doing different? And they're like, no, you're doing it right. You just got to keep doing it. You know, we got a booking agent, but it took like 500 gigs that we had to book in order to get that booking agent. So, I mean, and now we kind of tour a little bit.
Yeah.
So they were from Michigan, Desmond Jones. It's good. Look them up.
They're pretty funky.
They are way funky.
Ham Sandwich is a good song.
Oh my God! Except for the bit.
No, it's Hot Ham. Hot Ham is the name of the song.
Okay.
I'm sure they're probably on Spotify. We're in the generation where every artist is on Spotify and Bandcamp and stuff like that now.
Well, it's easy to do.
It
There's
is.
like a 5 minute long bass solo that they did, like a 5 minute long drum solo.
Yep.
Their drummer was really fucking good.
Well, it's one of those things too where if you don't do that as a band, you basically don't exist.
Oh, you mean do stuff on the internet? I'm like, we don't have 5-minute bass solos, dude.
Yeah.
The backing track does not allow for that.
I'm talking about the
If
other
you don't do
thing.
things on the internet, yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
Because like old school bands like Double Zero the Rabbit, whenever we were talking about them, they don't barely have an internet presence at all. They've got a Facebook page and they're retired at this point, so it's kind of moot. But
I assume they probably had a MySpace back in the day, probably.
maybe, I don't know. We had a MySpace back in the day.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't Google it.
That for that old band that we are never going to say the name of on this
That way you
podcast.
can't
I
find
still
it.
have a shirt
What?
that I got made at fucking Outer Loop
Oh yeah,
with
we
that
had shirts.
swirly face logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if I still have a clarinet band shirt or not. I don't think so.
Oh, you've got the posters on the wall.
I do have some posters on the wall. This is not my house. This is a generated background.
It's a simulation.
It's a simulation on the spaceship. Here we go. That one. That poster was the first real gig I ever had. That one. That one right now is it was a gig we had at the A-Frame with that one band, the Freeway Revival or whatever. I remember them. They were the band that was like two bands. And they would like trade out members all night, and they wanted to go first.
Were they the ones that had like the dudes who just slapped chains against the floor as part of their?
No.
Okay.
No, they were like Ancient Warfare or something. No, Cosmic Collect. No. Something like that. It had some sort of like they were from Louisville, and yeah, I remember that band. They had the awesome hype dude.
Yeah.
Who like shook the eggs, and he was going.
Oh, he was like, shaking the shit out of those eggs.
I mean, he had the most energy out of the whole band, and they put him in the back. Oh my god! Center. Something common center? Yeah, common center.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, they were
that
pretty
way
good.
out of my ass. Oh my god.
A dude with the Nord and everything.
Yeah. I don't want a Nord. I have a Roland. I don't need a Nord.
Yeah, NordVPN, not a sponsor.
Dork.
Hey, you want to have your browsing history protected.
Oh my god. They can't arrest us all, man.
See, Nord, we would be good sponsorship material. just send us some money. We could use it for recording things.
Speaking of Roland, we should still one day, we got to get Groove on board with this. One day we should have, what is it? It's like jazz scat, like a Roland jazz scat song.
I'm gonna go with no on that.
I have a Roland. You have a Roland. For a while, Zome had a Roland. We just got to get Groove a Roland, and we could just have jazz scat the song. Bow. I think next episode I'll plug in the Roland and we can
pretty much what I should do, rather than have like the jazz scat sound, have like beatboxing noises.
Contra, we see your face.
No, you can. But I did it while Groove was talking, so there's only one face.
But, I'm pretty sure I'm recording all three of you at once this time, or us three at once this time.
How did you do that?
I changed how the system works.
Well, you're gonna have to square me out. You gotta let it, a person know that you're gonna change the rules. Like, you can't be doing that. You can't. Hey, look, you can't be doing that. Okay.
Sign language is mostly in the face for that particular phrase, and you don't have eyebrows. Are you using eyebrow pencils? Is that what you're doing?
I'm using pencils as eyebrows. Yes. There you go. Oh no, my eyebrow fell off. Oh god. There you go. An angry Contra. There you go.
We could get you like some stick-on Like
Eyebrows.
adhesive eyebrows.
I need some like ventriloquist dummy eyebrows with like a string, and I could just go like blop blop, stuff like that.
Mm. You could talk to the helmet guy about that. See if they can add it in.
No, that helmet's already expensive. We don't need to add more things to it.
Mm.
If I ever get that helmet one day, one
Well,
day,
that helmet you'll definitely get.
we hope.
Why don't you talk about the other helmet?
Which one?
Oh, the one that you ordered from dude from Facebook who was like scamming or whatever. You
Yeah.
still need to send him another
Oh, crap.
invoice.
My new phone doesn't tell me to send him invoices. I'm going to send him another invoice
Hmm.
right now. Okay, someone else say words.
So
Words and things.
we were looking into getting new helmets made by this guy.
Asshole.
Well, initially I was on the guy who you bought your new helmet from. And then he saw that I'd asked a question on that Facebook page and then sent me a message that was like, hey, I can make those same helmets for like half the price. Don't worry about going with this guy. And I was like, okay, so let me see some of your work. And then he sent some work and it looked okay. And I was like, all right. So here's what I want. How much is it gonna cost? And he gave me a price, and I was like, okay, that's reasonable. And then he was like, okay, you just need to Venmo it to me. And I was like,
It wasn't Venmo, it was Cash App.
or Cash App. And I was like, no, I don't have that. I can PayPal it to you. And he was like, well, no, man, I don't have PayPal. Like, well, I do. And so we're kind of at a crossroads here. Then he was like, so what, man? You think I'm trying to scam you? I was like, well, I didn't, but now I'm starting to think that maybe you are. Then I was like, well, PayPal has the protection, so I would rather go with that. If you don't want to do that, then I'm good. And then we were talking about it. Contra and I were. I was like, well, he's offered this price for this. And Contra was like, well, I'll try it. And then ordered a helmet, and it never came. Turns out he was scamming.
Yeah, pretty much. Blocked on Facebook. And now I send him like a request for my money back whenever, like once a month. Basically, that request expires. And then I just send him like another one. And I put in terrible, terrible things in the 4-bar. I just did it just now. I just requested another X amount of dollars from him again. Over and over. Screw that guy. And then there was that other guy. We probably shouldn't talk about him. So
it's not relevant.
It's a little relevant, but my feelings are still hurt.
It's okay, Contra.
Oh me. All right. What else is on the agenda today?
Well, Groove, what do you got going on?
Other than helping put in the wireless mic system, not a whole lot. Robot parenting.
How do you robot parent?
Very carefully. I had to make sure Little Groove wasn't going to come in for this. So
you heard it here first. There is a Little Groove.
Yep. The Little Groove occasionally jumps in on the drums.
Yeah.
Little Groove hasn't gotten her groove yet, so
that's right.
She's getting there though.
She's getting there.
She's kind of taken up piano more so than the drums, it seems, though.
Yeah, she's got her little princess keyboard. She's got a guitar as well. It does not stay in tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Gonna have to start busting out some of those lessons.
Oh snap! Teach her guitar, Groove.
I don't know how to play guitar.
I don't know either. It's okay. I play bass. That's about the most you're going to get out of me.
You know better than I do.
Yeah, but I play like old Eagles songs on the guitar. That's about all I got. And Jimmy Buffett. I got Jimmy Buffett.
It has strings. I know that much.
Yep, it has strings.
I don't string instruments very well. like complicated hands that don't really work like that.
Oh yeah, I string instruments really well.
Hmm.
Who's sending me messages? What you want?
I've got like stupid derpy carpal tunnel from playing too many video games. So now like my fingers hurt if I play too much of anything.
Tell me about it. I too have terrible carpal tunnel.
The dangers of being in a band. Nobody tells you about those types of things.
Truthfully,
Nobody,
oh, go ahead.
nobody tells you that somebody's going to try to like touch your nipples all night during a show either.
I remember that.
You liked it.
I did not. I was very much not okay with that.
There's also the time that that one lady like tried to grab Contra's ass, and then I think went for yours as well.
Oh yeah, she got all the way up in there. It was not
All the way up in there.
It was not cool. That was back whenever we still went out into the audience, like kind of midway through. I mean, we still do, but man, it's a risk. You go out there, you never know what's going to happen to you.
That's true.
Like, I haven't had like negative impact with like fans.
Well, you're the drummer. You're kind of stuck back there.
Well, not even that. Like every once in a while, whenever we're like breaking down everything, people will come up and like talk to me. There was that one girl who came like wanted me to teach her how to play drums, like sat on my lap.
I remember that.
It was very interesting to say the least.
Your
not
robot,
what I expected.
Your robot girlfriend would not be happy about that.
No.
Yeah. So we did have a question this week.
That's a question.
That's a question. This question is what is our favorite part about making a new album?
I have a favorite part.
Well, that's the question.
When other people mix and master your album, that's pretty fun. Lord. Favorite part about making an album? Let's see. Someone else should answer. I want to think about it.
I would say the favorite part about it probably, other than like hearing the final product and being satisfied with it, is that moment where we finally have all the shit together on Ableton and we've actually play it for the first time.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Because then we're like, okay, like we have a song now. Like it's not just a few parts that are strewn about into like some nonsense. It's actually a song.
I distinctly remember, and this has been stuck in my head for weeks, when we wrote the Solar Disco Force theme song and the first time you played it and you just kind of looked outside and you were like, so that's the Solar Disco Force theme song.
Yep.
Huh. Cool. I was like, great. Glad we like it. Great.
We do have a Solar Disco Force theme song because the next album is like a full-blown concept album. Because everybody keeps like saying, so you do concept albums, and I've made it work. Here's the other Solar Disco Force secret for the week. The two albums that already exist are not totally concept albums. I've just made them into it because other people have said, oh, they're concept albums. So I've built story after they were done to make them into concept albums.
Apparently, when you wear helmets and spandex, people think everything you do is conceptual.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just like to lay down the funk. So,
and then I turn that funk into a story.
Funny is pizza is actually came from a idea from my robot girlfriend. It's actually based on Sesame Street. Elmo's space pizza delivery.
Elmo delivered pizza in space?
Yes.
Apparently.
The only reason why I know that is because Little Groove.
Okay.
So we have a Sesame Street song.
That reminds me of the time we had that song by that one guy called You've Got the Touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Things do happen inadvertently.
Let's see. I want to tell that story now.
Okay.
Get spoke fun to you. So this also was way early. Like first album, like one of the last songs on the album was "You've Got the Touch." So we were at band practice, and it was real hot. So we had the garage door open, and we were struggling or whatever. And Professor Clips is over in his little talk box corner, and he just starts going like, "You got the touch," and I turn around, I'm like, "Whoa, what is that?" I don't know. I'm working on it. I was like, that sounds great. You should keep going with that. That's great. And so he kind of wrote something, and I'm like, okay, first thing I need you to do, sounds really good. Make sure it hasn't been done yet.
Yeah, because I was sitting
Yeah,
over there
I
and I
got
was
you. I
like,
got you. I'll make sure it's not done yet.
I was like,
So,
I think this song might exist, but I don't know.
so like a couple weeks go by, we come back to band practice, and I'm like, hey, that song, has anybody done it already? He goes, nah. I like Googled it and everything. Couldn't find anybody who does that song. And I'm like, great. So I start working on that song and write a whole thing about it. We make the bad decision to have rap in the middle of it.
That wasn't my decision.
It seemed like you helped write it. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
I didn't write that rap.
You helped. You were here.
Just because Zome couldn't write it himself, so we had to like piecemeal it together.
Yep. I wrote the beginning of it. I wrote like the first 4 lines or something like that.
Either way, for the record, I was not on board with the rap.
It seemed like a really good idea at the time because no one else was doing that. So maybe we could like do something. And Zome had expressed to me before that he wanted to rap. And so I was gonna push him to do something awesome. And we were gonna, pull something out great. And there was nothing great about it. It was extremely mediocre. Anyway, but so I asked him, I was like, no one's done this song already. And Pressure Clips is like, nah, nobody's done it. I was like, okay. So I write the song, I got it on like finale, and we send it out. And I think we hadn't recorded it yet. I posted a picture of the sheet music on Twitter or something. And one of our fans was just like, oh, you mean like this guy's song? So I Google it, and it's just like, you got the touch. I'm like, oh, Pressure Clips. What the hell? That you looked it up.
Yeah, turns out the "You've Got the Touch" bit was from a song from the Transformers movie back in the '80s, and it was just like this like thing that I had seen as a kid, and just it totally slipped my mind. And then somebody else remembered it whenever we posted the thing. I was like, oh yeah, that is a thing. That is how that little.
I was pissed.
That's how that little piece of music got in my head. And it's a totally different song.
It is, and that's why we quit caring about it.
Yeah, but yeah, that little piece that started that whole song was because of a one-off song from a Transformers movie in the '80s. Speaking of Transformers in the '80s, our pal Cybertronic Spree.
Oh snap!
Oh man, that show that got canceled because a tornado destroyed the building, and then COVID-19. Well, it got postponed.
It's postponed.
For the foreseeable future.
They put out their album recently.
Did they really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're still doing stuff. I think they've had some trouble practicing and whatnot with the COVID and whatnot.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, there are a lot of them. It's hard to social distance whenever you're a group of like 7.
That's fair.
But yeah, we are still going to do that show with them and MC Chris whenever it happens. So
we better, because I have a ticket for it.
Yes, you do.
Yep. Not that I would use it, but I do have one.
It would be kind of hard to do our show from the audience. So
I have a wire. Everything on my end is wireless. I could do anything.
I mean, you can certainly try.
No, one time I played a show and I couldn't stand on stage because there wasn't enough room. So I stood out in front of like the main speakers, and I could not hear my wireless headset, and it was bad. And I was like, oh no, I have no idea what's going on.
Was that at the Tiki Bar?
No. I distinctly remember where that was from. It was the last show Zome ever played.
Oh, the KCTCS thing where the talk box's power supply just broke right before the show started.
Yep, and you
And it
had to
was
like
like
sing everything.
it was like the first song. We tried to play through it, and it was just only music, no lyrics at all, because the keyboard just was not working. It was like, all right, here's the second song, and it's like, oh, still not working. I guess I'm singing Interstellar Pizza Delivery.
All right. The only time
Um,
that's ever happened.
yeah, so those songs are not meant to be sung. the The way the lyrics are written, they're written so a talk box can do them, and if you sing them, there's a lot missing. You start to notice that the lyrics are a little bit short and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Accident's my last show.
Exit In is your last show.
We don't want to tell that story. Come on, guys.
Mm-mm.
We're
No.
gonna get in trouble and we're gonna cause a controversy and just no.
Controversy.
But the joke is
It's got Contra in it. You can't spell controversy without Contra.
Is it controversy or controversy?
It's probably Contro.
Either way, the last Exit In show joke is basically Goron said Exit In was his last show.
It's controversy.
Yeah, Goron came to us and was like, Exit In's going to be my last show, guys, like the week of that show. And we were like, oh, okay, well, sorry to see you go, dude.
Don't. That's it. We're not starting controversy.
That was it. That was the whole
Okay,
story.
good. That's it. To be clear, that's not all of it, but that's all we're gonna really share. And then Goron flew into the sun.
Yeah, yes, he did. All right. Well, I think that about covers it for this week. I think we've gone for about an hour.
What was the question?
The favorite.
Favorite. I didn't answer.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to do that.
I know. I forgot.
I don't think Drew's done it yet either.
Favorite part about the album is probably all the things that aren't related to the album. Like
I think you're gonna have to elaborate.
Oh, I got you. Things like planning an album release party and planning a day for the album to come out and all of that, like the really excitement for like, hey, this is going to happen and we're going to make it a big deal. That's what I like. Pre-orders, I like it when people like order pre-orders and just like hey, this is finally happening and hey, it's going to be really cool when it happens, that kind of stuff.
So anything other than actually writing the album.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a lot of work and a lot of stress, so yeah.
I guess mine would just be actually playing the album live.
That is valid. Even though the last time we debuted an album, it went terribly.
There was a lot of technical difficulties at our last album release party.
It was the sound guy's fault.
And
the laptop's fault.
There was a lot of things going wrong that night.
Yeah, I agree.
We paid to have technical difficulties.
Yeah, we did. We did pay to have technical difficulties. Wow, that's a record. That's a first. Lord.
Yeah, next time though, our next album release party, we're gonna be on top of it.
I'm excited to anything about the next album release party. I have no idea where it's gonna be. I have no idea when it's gonna be, but I'm excited for it because it's gonna be a whole freaking thing.
Well, it's gonna be sometime next year.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably
in
pretty
April.
early. Yeah. So by then we'll also have released maybe 3 songs or 4 songs from the album to like wet the whistle of all the fans.
That's right. We already know what 3 of them are. We're starting to write and record them now. 2 of them are written. One of them's about to be recorded. We're talking about music videos.
Yep, haven't done one of those yet.
Nope. We always talk about it, but we never actually do anything.
There's just a lot of money involved with them. I mean, like
it's either a lot of money or a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole pain.
Yeah, and whenever you're more concerned with just playing the next live show, it gets a little...
Yep, that's valid. But we got all the time in the world to make a music video.
We do, and we have like a booking agent person now.
We
sort of.
totally have a booking agent person now who has booked us 0 gigs, but we're in a pandemic, and so I really don't blame her.
I don't think it's really possible for her to book anything right now, even if she tried, because everybody's basically like, "Well, let's just wait and see."
Yeah,
like, okay.
I know. Everything's gone to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, one day will be awesome.
Theoretically, we have a show next month in Atlanta.
I don't think that one's gonna fly.
No, probably not. But as of like last week, the email that we got said like everything's still good to go for now.
I'll be damned.
But
10-4. I'm excited for
see.
that show. I love going to Atlanta.
Well, COVID's still a very prevalent thing, and Georgia really hasn't been on top of it from what I hear.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is I already wear a cloth mask.
You do. Gonna be a little hard for me to talk box and do that at the same time.
We'll make you a little hole.
That
Like a little
defeats
glory hole.
that
and you can
defeats the
put tube
purpose.
in your
Glory hole?
mouth.
That's like those people that wear the mask but like have it here instead
Yeah, under
of
their nose.
yeah, it like defeats the whole purpose of wearing the mask.
People who wear them inside out. There's a lot of people where I work that wear them inside out. And I'm like, you're wearing your mask inside out. There you go. Oh.
Yeah, now I'm super protected.
I wouldn't mind going back to Atlanta, especially if we can stay the night and not drive back the night or that night.
Yeah.
We should probably figure that out if that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but it's really not something our fans probably care about. So
Probably not.
the hotel rooms we get. That's an interesting tour story. Hotel rooms.
Well, there was that time we got a hotel room to go to Detroit, and we ended up staying there for approximately like an hour and a half. Because
it was longer than that. It was like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours.
We did not get that much sleep.
I didn't say we got that much sleep. I just said we were there for about 3 or 4 hours.
Like,
that wasn't our fault. The gig we were going to, I don't want to shoot down this gig. I really like them. The gig we were going to like moved up our
sound check.
Even though when we got there like right on time and the stage wasn't even put together yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were mad.
It took them like 2.5 hours to get the stage put together.
We could have been still sleeping.
And
fired. We did put on a good show though.
Well, that's kind of how it goes.
We got a lot of good pictures from that show. Oh man,
we did. Like that one picture that you always point at, like that dude.
Oh, I know the picture with the skeptical dude.
Yeah,
that is the best like Solar Disco Force meme right there. Like skeptical dude is skeptical. Oh, it's such a good one. I'd forgotten about that one.
Yep.
Hey, video editor, throw that one up there.
It's not gonna happen.
10-4. Okay, does anybody have anything else to bring up this week?
I don't think so. We're about to play the new song for
all
the
we
people.
Are.
So
Naysayer.
Yeah, it'll cut to that once we finish things out here. Be sure to check in on Friday, whatever the official date on the calendar that is.
22nd.
The 22nd. Yep. That's whenever the song will show up on Spotify and iTunes and all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to check out the Solar Disco Force website, solardiscoforce.com /shop if you want to buy any cool merchandise. This particular shirt is totally gone. No more of those are being made, but we have other cool stuff on there. So yeah, we've got that stuff, and we've got more songs on the way, and we've got more podcasts on the way too. If you guys like these, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, all that crazy crap that YouTubers do.
Turning the freaking frogs gay and
no Alex Jones. We're not going there.
So technically, if I'm Alex Jones and you're my neighbor, does that mean I need to eat you? Anyway, so be sure to check out the website and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel and the video and stuff. And we will see you in 2 weeks? Is that how often we do these?
For now, yep.
Oh, snap. Ask us questions. for God's sakes, ask us questions. Send them to Gmail, solardiscoforce@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter. I'm sure we will see Instagram. I'm sure we will see them. Please ask us questions.
For sure.
Like answering questions.
This week was a little, we went a little negative this week, but that's part of the game. It's part of how things go.
It's about balance.
Yeah, we balanced. Last week was pretty lighthearted. This week was a little bit on the darker side. Next week, who knows? We'll see.
Who knows?
But until next time, I'm Professor Eclipse.
I'm Comrade Contra.
And I'm the Groove Machine.
And we are Solar Disco Force.
Yay!
Play them out, Contra.
I seen a million sunsets that ain't never done a thing for me. I got a ton of fresh air and it has never helped me breathe. I seen the places where people go when they aren't supposed to be. They're crawling on the floor like cats and waving their claws at me. I watch the birds all laying on the power lines as they lean. I seen myself hot sparkling dangling to the floor by leads. I pray to Jesus, please, Jesus, just give me peace. I seen a million sunsets that ain't never done a thing for me. Well, I suppose I'm whining, but it comes so naturally when everything I want is tricking everything I need. I thank you for your time and ask that you kindly leave. I'm due to find my mind and scare the living hell out of me. Pour wine into my skull and wind me up and watch me go. I hope you're doing well, it's getting pretty hard. I know this is no magic spell, no cure for the cancer that I hold. So hold me down and show me what I want to know. I seen a million sunsets that ain't never done a thing for me. I got a ton of fresh air and it has never helped me breathe. I seen the places where people go when they aren't supposed to be. They're crawling on the floor like cats and waving their claws at me. I watch the birds all laying on the power lines as they lean. I see myself hot sparkling dangling to the floor by leads. I pray to Jesus, please, Jesus, just give me peace. I seen a million sunsets that ain't never done a thing for me.